In this tip of the week, we will look at how to set up and manage conferences, which you can use to host online synchronous meetings from within your MyClasses course. Once you are in your course, click on the Conferences tab from your course menu. To create a new conference, click on the Add Conference button. From the Conference Settings window, enter a conference name. You can choose to enter a duration time, but this is not the duration of the conference itself. This is a time limit on how long invited members are able to join the conference. For example, if you are holding a 60-minute synchronous lecture and you do not want students to be able to join the conference after 30 minutes, you will enter 30 into the duration field. If you want to record your conference, you will need to check Enable Recording for this conference. You can also choose to have no time limit for your conference. This is the most common setting. If you check this box, the duration option will be disabled, allowing participants to enter the conference at any time. You can also add a description to help clarify conference details. By default, Invite All course members will be selected, but you can uncheck that and choose specific students to invite to a particular conference. When you are done entering the conference details, press Update. You will see all created conferences under New Conferences with a Start button visible. Students will be able to see all conferences that they have been invited to on their conferences page. If you have not invited that student to a conference, it will not be visible to them. Students will not see any buttons next to their conference until you activate a conference, at which time a Join button will appear for the student. Once you are ready to launch the conference to allow students to join, press Start. A new tab will open and you will be prompted to select how you would like to join audio. If you select to join using a microphone, you will be prompted to grant access to your microphone and test your audio.
You are currently the only person in this conference.
You can mute and unmute as needed.
You are now muted. You are now unmuted.
You can then select the video option to be prompted to grant access to your webcam so you are visible to students. If you have enabled the recording feature in the conference settings, you will find a Start Recording option in the presentation window. If you did not click Enable Recording when you set up your conference, this button will not appear. Everyone will receive notifications that the conference may be recorded and will be told when the conference has started recording. You can pause and resume recording during a conference at any time. Every time you pause and resume, users will be notified when the session is and is not being recorded. No matter how many times you pause and resume, the video will always process as one recording. Watch the conference's interface tip of the week for more information about how to use all of the options in this tool during a synchronous session. When you are done with your synchronous session, you can close out of the BigBlueButton window by clicking the Options drop-down and clicking Log Out or End Meeting. Logging out only exits you from the meeting, but the meeting will continue for those still in the room. If you end meeting as the moderator, you exit the meeting for all users. Once you return to the conference's index page, you will see the options to end or rejoin the conference, and it is marked as being in progress. Again, you can keep this conference available for students to go in and join even after you have left the conference as the host. And you can click Join to re-enter the session. When you are finished with a conference, you can click End to conclude the conference. Once you end a conference, you will not be able to reopen it. Furthermore, recordings from a conference will not begin to process until you have ended the conference. Processing time for these conference recordings depends on the length of the recording. Once you have ended a conference, they will move down to Concluded Conferences. Once the recording is processed, you will see an arrow next to the conference title. Click on it to expand the recording list, and press Video to watch the recording. The video will open in a new window, and if you need to save a copy of the recording, you can right-click and Save Video As from here. The video will save as an MP4. You can also view statistics related to that conference by clicking the Statistics link. Here you can find things such as duration, number of moderators, number of viewers, and detailed participant information. If you no longer need to retain a conference or its recording, you can remove it by clicking on the gear settings icon and selecting Delete from the drop-down menu. If you delete a conference, all video recordings and statistics will be deleted along with it. Thank you for watching this tip of the week. For more information, please review the following guides. And check out the conference's interface tip of the week for a more in-depth look at how to use the tool during a synchronous session.